Antigone's Corner is about people, places, and thoughts. My thought was to record interesting Greek Americans for our future generations to draw upon, to be put into the Hellenic Museum Library. So my guest today is a person with a visual educational concept, and he is Marcos Arvanitis. Welcome, Mr. Arvanitis. Thank you very
Ευχαριστώ
much.
πάρα πολύ για τη φιλοξενία που μου κάνετε την τιμή. Πράγματι, αποδείξατε για μία ακόμη φορά ότι έχετε μεγάλες ευαισθησίες με αποτέλεσμα να θέλετε να προβάλλετε αυτό το ιστορικό γεγονός που τιμά όλους μας, διότι είναι ένα θέμα, δεν είναι προσωπικό. Μπορεί να το σκέφτηκα εγώ, αλλά ανήκει σε όλους τους Έλληνες.
Okay, now this is a concept. You're saying it all in Greek, but you could speak English.
Of course, not
Okay.
as good as...
Well, let's find out something more about you. You're speaking Greek. That means that you were born in Greece. What part of Greece were you born?
I'm born in Mestani, Tripolis.
Oh, Mestani.
In other
Yes.
words, Cypriana.
Very famous for restaurateurs, but you didn't become a
Now
restaurateur.
we're going to have a spiritual people from Mestani, because this is going to enlighten all of us.
Okay. And where were you educated?
I was educated locally, and my education is the basics of education due to this difficult circumstances, but I try to maintain my education as much as I could.
Well, as I understand, our high school in Greece is equal to 2 years of college here, so therefore, and we get more, in Greece they get more of a rounded education than early in life than we do here in the United States. And when did you come up with this concept of having visual signs of history as street signs with a light in them, like a box with a light in them and a face of the person that the street is named after?
Well, I really cannot explain, but I'm very sensitive about the behavior, about the history. I have kind of overdeveloped sensitivity. So I have been working I was stationed at Kolokotroni Street for almost 30 years. Maybe that influenced me in order to think of that idea.
Now, who is this Kolokotroni, right? Who is this Kolokotroni? Children don't know what he did and who he did.
Kolokotronis, I should say, is the soul of the Greek revolutionary against the Turks. He's besides the rest of the people.
And what you have done here is you have taken these faces, these names, and put a face to it.
Right.
And since the streets in Greece, of course, all streets all over the world, have a name, therefore, for the person who's seeing it will know also the historical event behind the name.
Well, besides the face, which is very important, you should have an education quotation. So the people, when you see a name, when you see the face, automatically it revolutionizes all your senses and the feelings. Then starts think what this person was and what he was. It was his contribution to the society.
Generates a question. It generates the question that you automatically want to look up and find out why this. What did this person do to get his name on the street?
Well, he contributed to society in many positive ways. That's why the city decided to honor him. Maybe
such as?
Well, for instance, we have Dr. John Christakis, we are very proud. We had such a wonderful person, and he's a valuable servant of Hippocrates. He's well accepted. That's why the city decided to honor him.
Then you have also a historicus AHEPA, who the AHEPA, let's say a society, it's not a society.
That's a big organization
that
helps a lot.
That is educational, and it says American Hellenic Educational. I forgot what it is.
Progressive Association.
Yes. And they started in Atlanta, Georgia, when they were burning crosses. So they finally got together.
Well, it contributed a lot in order to preserve our history and culture, that we owe a lot
to them.
Of course.
Then, of course, we have our
the wonderful Mayor
Daley for so many years. So
now we have his son.
People forget what he looks like. That would be nice to have it you know, with his face
He
on.
deserves, he's entitled to have his picture, his image on the street signs or in the Civic Center Plaza.
And then we have a mythological, right? Prometheus, who
Prometheus was the
brought
man who stole the fire
from the gods and gave it to the people,
Right,
all right?
right.
See, now these are interesting. Okay. Then you have also,
We have Aristotelio Onassis,
oh yes,
μεγάλος ευεργέτης, ο άρχον των θαλασσών, the Greek tycoon.
yes, he did a lot for charity. Yes, and he's done
He's
a
the man
lot.
who promote the Greek name, the Greek pride.
Yes. And then, of course, you were talking about the Kolokotronis.
The Kolokotronis, the soul of the revolutionary.
And he actually lived to see Greece liberated. Our very own Washington, George
Right.
Washington, yes, our first president of the United States, and another outstanding president who believed
In human rights.
in human rights, would we say. And of course, you have one of
Of course, in human rights, other people before Abraham Lincoln thought and put into practice Alexander the Great.
Now, because we're holding up Alexander the Great, there's a little part of the oath here that I would like to read. Now that wars are over, I wish that you find happiness through peace. May all mortals live from now on in harmony as one nation for the sake of common prosperity. You should consider the world as your country with common laws, governed by men of merit, regardless of their race. Now, how wonderful can that be? Of course, this is only part of his oath.
Yes,
And
it is. And that was said about 2,324 years ago.
Yes,
Can
and
you
you see
imagine?
how wonderful. No wonder we say that that America, the Western civilization, that is based on
Greek philosophy.
the Greek philosophy,
And
yes,
Greek culture.
and the Greek culture, yes. Now, you call it ΤΟΦΩΣ, which means the light.
Not exactly, but it is the light. It's the acronym of the three words, odontimikes, that means honoring.
Honorary.
Odonymic means the name of the street. Photosign means photo that has a picture, has a light, has
light.
spiritual light, any kind of light. That's why altogether makes ТΟΦΩΣ, which is
Also
the light.
enlightening.
Right. Enlighten us in order to find our cultural roots.
And here we have outstanding persons in the United States, such as
George Washington, Franklin, Jefferson, Madison, Adams, Monroe, Van Buren, Lincoln, Martin Luther King. We have Bessie Coleman, who was the first black woman aviator.
Betsy
And
Ross.
Betsy Ross, the first black, the first lady who made the American
The flag, yes.
flag maker.
Now, what do you think when will we ever see this on the streets? How soon do you think this may become a reality?
Well, it's something I cannot control. Whatever I try to do, what's up to me is to promote the idea, and so far I have been successfully made this effort.
Well, Marco, this is a wonderful concept, and
Thank you.
I appreciate very much that you brought all these here so that we can see them and understand the feeling. I just can't wait till it happens all over the world.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ, κύριε Λάμπρου. Πραγματικά με συγκινεί ο τρόπος με το οποίο το χειριστήκατε το θέμα. Με κάνει πάρα πολύ περήφανο. Σας ακούω εδώ και πολλά χρόνια. Δεν είχα ποτέ την τιμή και την ευκαιρία να σας δω από κοντά και ποτέ δεν περίμενα. Αλλά από ό,τι βλέπετε το φως δημιουργεί φιλίες και δεσμούς που διατηρούν lifetime. Και αυτό το κάνει το φως και θα το κάνει για όλους μας.
This light that breeds friendship.
Right. That lasts forever,
That lasts forever.
lifetime.
Well, my guest is Marcos Arvanitis. He brought up an educational concept of having lighted with a photograph of a person that the street is named after, and quotes from this person, and I believe it is wonderful. And I'm very glad that he came here today, and for our future generations to draw upon. So until